learning something new can be very daunting a predicament, right? Learning something new, especially new skills, can be very daunting, can be very scary, can be very traumatizing in a way. When you think about it, may it be something that you want to learn or something that you have to learn, maybe for work, for school, or anything like that. Anything that comes to you, something new, as something that you need to learn, as something that you have to learn, something that you are very unfamiliar with, are something that are very scary, like very, very tricky to learn, right? You don't know how to approach them, you don't know how to handle them in a way. And I know how that feels, I know how intimidating it can be, to learn new skills, to master them. It's like you're being born again into something that you're very unfamiliar with. Like you're venturing to a new world. It's like you're being transported in another universe, in another world, because it's something that's very new to you. It's very unfamiliar to you. And I don't mean it in a way to scare you away from learning things, from learning new skills. I'm saying this in a way wherein take it as a challenge. Challenge yourself to learn new things. Challenge yourself to be the victor out of something that's very hard to learn. That seem impossible circumstances that are, that you will come out of it the victor, the winner out of this. And not to sound, those kind of motivational speaker, because I'm not. But you'll never know unless you try, right? You'll never know how capable you are in something unless you try doing it, right? Unless you venture into this new world, into this new skill, into this new field, you'll never know. And the only way for you to know how capable you can be, or you could be in that field, is for you to go dive in head first and go all in, right? Go all in and try everything that you can to learn this new skill, this new thing, this new position, this anything that's new to you, right? And once you fully make to yourself that you go in with all you have, with everything that you have, that you go all in learning this new thing, this new skill. That's when the beauty comes in. And I don't mean that in a way wherein that the beauty wherein the lessons that you will learn if you fail. No, I mean it's also possible, but I mean it in a way wherein you know how satisfying it can be once you triumph over something that's very hard. That a situation wherein it seems so impossible to overcome. Once you triumph over this struggles, over this hurdles, over this new skills, over this new things that you need to learn, that you need to have, the beauty of it, the satisfaction that you get out of it is something out of the movies. It's something that you can never imagine. It's something that you have to experience for yourself to have the feeling of it. As in, you can't imagine it. How satisfying and gratifying you feel once you come out of it. The triumph. That you triumph over it. The victor out of it. And it's not only in the win that you will have this gratification, have this satisfaction. Even if you fail to learn these new skills, you'll come out of it a better person. You'll come out of it stronger person, because if and only if you fail, you learn things, lessons, right, that you can use for yourself moving forward. Pursuing something different, pursuing a different skill. You will have something out of those failures. I'm sure of it. And it may not be something that's directly related to another skill, but it's something that will indirectly help you move into that new skill, move into that new thing that you want to pursue. And it can be in an aspect of introspectively, right, within yourself. And it starts there. It always starts there. Whatever you do in life, it starts within yourself. Whatever you try to do in life, whatever you try to learn, it always starts within yourself. It always starts what you tell yourself. It always starts how you can handle yourself in those kind of situations when it gets tough, when you're up and when you're down, how you handle yourself. And it's not something that anyone can teach, right? Like it's not something that is teachable, I think, or at least for me, that's my opinion. I think it's not something that you can teach someone, but it's something that you can have an idea about. That you can learn something from other people who've been there. But you can't take their words directly for yourself and expect the same thing to happen to you once you're there, once you're in that same position. Because as I've said many times throughout my videos, that we have different upbringings. We see the world differently. We see things differently. We have different perspective on things. And it's something that beautiful on its own. It's something that's amazing on its own, right? And once you realize that it's not something that someone can just teach you, that you have to learn for yourself, right? That's when you will be more open about yourself, be more open about the things that you will realize along the way, right? You will be more open with reflection, with self-reflection, and how you see the world in general. And I know it's something that maybe I got sidetracked with my original topic at the start of this video, but it's expanding on it, and it's related to what I was saying, to what I was talking about, which is learning new skills, because this all boils down to you learning new skills. This will all come to you while you're learning new skills. It's not something that, and I'm not only talking about like big things, this big skills that you need to learn. It can be like hobbies, hobbies like arts, learning how to sing, learning to play the guitar, learning how to swim, learning how to do this, learning how to do that, DIYs and anything like that. It all boils down to these things that I'm talking about, or at least that's what I think. And the things that I've observed all come to these things. They're all related in their own way. They are entangled at some point. And once you get to that point, you realize the things that I'm saying are actually making sense. And I know I've been blubbering now for quite a while, for a few minutes now, and maybe it didn't make sense for you. Maybe you didn't get what I was trying to say, and that's okay. I mean, it's normal, maybe it's not something that you can just pick up immediately, or maybe it's on my end. Maybe I didn't put my thoughts across structured more or in a more coherent way, but I mean, that's just me, right? That's just how I am when I'm conversing with someone, when I'm talking to someone. And as I've said from my previous video, the sole purpose of my channel, it says there that I'm presenting myself as my genuine self in real life. I'm presenting it, I'm emulating my real self from real life in these videos that I make. It's like I'm conversing with you. And I hope I'm portraying that. And I know I'm portraying it authentically to 100%. Because this is how I converse with people. Although not 100% in a way or in a sense where I get something in return. And that something is the message, right? Because you talk back to your to the person you're talking to, of course. But in my end, at this point, or in this videos, I'm not getting that simultaneously, right? So I'm in this way because of that. I'm talking and talking without getting any feedback. So that's why I'm just blubbering and just saying the things that come to mind. And I hope they're making sense. That's just my hope, at least. That it's making sense on its own. And I don't know. I just hope that I made sense, basically. Right? And it's like I'm improvising. I'm improvising the things that I'm saying. They're not structured. They're not presented in a way that that they have levels, that they have, like sequential order when I'm saying them, when I'm presenting them. No, they don't. Because that's not how I talk to someone. That's not how I converse with someone. And I don't know. I guess that's it. I don't even know if this video made sense or if I got my message across. But all I'm saying is this boils down to me saying that yes, it is very, very scary to venture to a new thing, especially learning new skills. And scary is an understatement. It's terrifying, to venture to something new, to something that you're not familiar with, to uncharted territories, right? When you're learning new skills, it's uncharted, right? And I know how terrifying it can be, but don't let it stop you from going there, for pushing forward, for trying to learn it. Because the satisfaction that you can get out of something that you thought was impossible to do will be something that cannot be described with words. You'll be the only one who can describe it once you get out of it, once you triumph over it, once you learn these new skills. You'll be the only one who can describe it on your own. And that's coming from experience. But then again, I'm not a master of anything. I'm not a master of any skills or anything like that. I just dabbled around different hobbies and different fields in the creative side of things, and also the technical sides in some way. And I know how satisfying it can be, and also terrifying at the same time when you're doing something new. And I'm just here to put out the message to don't let your fear of failure, your preconceived thoughts, stop you from doing the thing that you want, especially learning new skills, especially if it's something that you've always wanted to do, and the only thing that's stopping you is your fear. Don't let it stop you and hinder you in pursuing that, right? Because you'll never know how great you can be, or how great you could have been in that certain field, in that certain skill, if you don't try it. The only way you'll ever know is for you to try it, right? And you never know. You might be great at it, and you'll never know unless you try. I don't know. I just hope I made sense, and I guess that's about it. Stay awesome.